It's Superman! Calling all Dick Tracy fans.
The Green Hornet.
Tarzan. Full of your imagination, it's time for Radio Superheroes. On this edition, we'll meet up with the teams of Riverdale High on Archie Andrews. Don't go away. All the fun starts after these messages.
To find out more about old-time radio, old-time video, and the pleasures of listening to audiobooks, visit the Audiobook Club website, www.audiobookclub.com, where you can get 4 audiobooks for just 1 penny.
Mediaday.com.
Welcome back to Radio Superheroes. This time we present Archie Andrews. Archie, the zany and notorious teenager, always had an idea that he was trying to make happen. His friends Betty, Veronica, Jughead, and Reggie are the crazy teen bunch from Riverdale High who would always find themselves in the middle of Archie's schemes. Now it's time for fun and laughs on Archie Andrews with the episode titled Trying to Go Fishing, originally broadcast August 24th, 1949.
Yes, here's Archie Andrews. Not a chance. And now for our weekly visit to Riverdale. It's Saturday morning as we look in on the Andrews home, and we find Mr. Andrews seated in the living room reading his newspaper.
Let's see now. You're going to fishing. Hey, what do you know about that? Oh, Mary! Mary!
Yes, Fred, are you calling me?
Yes, dear. Mary, guess what I'm going to do this afternoon?
Fall asleep on the couch.
You're absolutely right. Mary, no! I'm not going to fall asleep on the couch. If I do any falling asleep, it'll be out at the river.
Out at the river?
That's right, at the river. Because I, my dear, am going fishing.
Fishing? Fred, what brought this on?
This article in the paper says the big ones are biting out at the river. And I just remembered I haven't done any fishing at all this summer.
All right. I'll make some sandwiches for you to take along for lunch.
Wonderful, and I'll dig out my fishing rod.
I'll make the sandwiches right now.
Good. Yes, sir. It's been a long time since I've been out there waving a hook at those fish. Just get the old fishing rod out of this closet and, It's funny. Fishing rod isn't in here. Oh, Mary!
Yes, dear?
Have you seen my fishing rod? I said, have you...
Hiya, Dad.
Oh, hello, Archie. Mary, I said, have you seen my fishing rod?
Your fishing rod? Well, have you looked in the hall closet?
Yes, Mary, I looked in the hall closet, and it isn't there.
Well, Fred, where could it be?
Mary, I don't know.
Gee whiz, I just remembered.
Just remembered what?
About your fishing rod, Dad. It's at Jughead's house.
Oh, well, all right. I thought perhaps it was you. At whose house?
Jughead.
Archie, what is my fishing rod doing at Jughead's house?
Well, I loaned it to his Uncle Herman a few weeks ago, and he never brought it back.
Oh, fine. Archie, what right did you have to...
Now, Fred, there was nothing wrong with lending your fishing rod. You hardly ever use it.
Right.
Just call up Jughead, have him bring the rod back, and then you can go fishing.
Oh, me. All right, Mary. But the boy still had no right to lend that rod without asking my permission.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I should hope so. Now get Jughead on the phone and tell him to get over here with that rod in a hurry.
Okay, Dad, I will. Operator, get me Riverdale 479, please. I sure hope he's home.
He better be.
Now, Fred.
Hello? Hello, Jughead. This is Archie.
Oh, hi, Archie.
Listen, Jug, do you remember when you borrowed my father's fishing rod so you and your Uncle Herman could go fishing a few weeks ago?
Yeah?
Well, you never returned the rod, and my father wants it to go fishing.
What for? He won't catch anything.
Yes, Jug, but he just...
Just get all sunburned mosquito bit.
Jug, I
You
just...
can buy fish cheaper down at the market.
Jughead, all right. But my father still wants to go fishing, whether you think he'll catch anything or not. So bring that rod over here right away.
Okay, Archie.
Okay.
Is he coming over?
Yeah, Dad. He said he'd be right here.
Good.
There, you see, Fred? I told you there was nothing to get so excited about. He'll be here in no time.
I hope so.
Of course he will. Now, I'd better finish making your sandwich.
All right, dear. Now, let me see. All I have to do is get my creel and my boots and some hooks, and I'll be all set to go fishing.
What are you going to use for bait, Dad?
Now, listen, here's what I want you to do.
Yeah?
I want you to go out in the backyard and catch some grasshoppers.
Sure, Dad. Grasshoppers? Dad, what do you want grasshoppers for?
Not to teach me how to jump. I want them for bait.
Bait? Dad, who ever heard of grasshoppers for bait?
I'll pay you a nickel a grasshopper.
But, Dad, I do. You will?
Yes, I will. But I want nice big ones.
Gee whiz, okay, Dad, I'll go catch them right now. Gee whiz, a nickel a piece for old grasshoppers. Gee whiz.
Well, that solves the bait problem. Now I better get my creel out of the closet. And something tells me I'll come home tonight with that creel loaded with whoppers. Yes, sir, Oh, fine. No creel. Mary!
Yes, dear?
Where's my creel?
Where's your what?
My creel. Thought it was in this closet, but it isn't.
Fred, what on earth's a creel?
Mary, a creel is a small wicker basket that I wear on a strap over my shoulder, and when I catch a fish, I put it in there.
Oh, is that a creel?
Yes, that's a creel.
I loaned that to Mr. Cooper.
Loaned it to Mr. Cooper? Mary, when did you lend my creel to Mr. Cooper?
A few weeks ago, he was going fishing and he couldn't find his creel, so he stopped by here and asked if he could borrow yours. You don't have to run all over town. So far, you haven't set foot out of this room. All you have to do is call Mr. Cooper up, and I'm sure he'll be glad to bring your creel right over. It's just next door.
Oh, me. All right, Mary, all right. I'll call Mr. Cooper.
All right, but I never saw anyone get so excited over nothing.
Nothing? Nothing? Mary, you call that nothing? Why, if I... Oh, me, what's the use? You can't argue with a woman. Operator, get me Riverdale 674.
Never saw anyone get so excited over nothing, she says.
Sometimes Hello, Betty. This is Mr. Andrews. May I speak to your father?
Oh, he isn't home, Mr. Andrews.
Isn't home? Well, he has something of mine that I need right away.
Oh, well, what is it?
A creel.
A creel? Oh, a fishing creel?
That's right, Betty. He borrowed it a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago. Oh, when he went fishing.
Yes, Betty. That's usually when you borrow a creel. So would you mind...
Sure, I remember Mr. Andrews, and golly, was he ever lucky that day?
Yes, but would you bring...
More fish than I ever saw before.
Yes, but would you bring...
Big one.
Yes, would you
We had
bring...
them for supper, and they were delicious.
Betty!
Yes, Mr. Andrews?
Your father's fishing triumphs are very interesting. But if you don't mind, I'd rather try my own luck than hear about his. So would you please bring my creel over here?
Oh, golly, sure, Mr. Andrews. I'll bring it right over.
All right, Betty. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Mr. Andrews. Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, that Betty. Sometimes I think she's as bad as... Oh, great. Now what?
Hello.
Oh, good grief. Jughead.
What'd you expect? Willie the Whale?
No, Jughead, I did not expect Willie the Whale or you either. Come in.
I brought you fishing rod.
Oh, good. Thanks, Jughead.
My Uncle Herman says thanks a lot.
It's all right,
He
Jug.
sure had good luck with it.
Yes,
He
Jug.
caught dozens and dozens of fish.
Yes, Jug,
I never saw such beauty. Some were as big as this.
Jug,
And they were delicious. We had them for supper.
Jughead, all right. So everybody in town has had great luck with my fishing equipment. So why do I have to stand here and listen to it?
Well, why don't you go fishing?
Oh, me. Jughead, it so happens that's what I'm trying to...
I got one.
Oh, fine. Archie,
I got you with that. Isn't this a swell grasshopper? Isn't it a beauty? Isn't it a Lulu? Looks just like my Uncle Herman.
Jughead, be quiet. And Archie, look. That is undoubtedly the loveliest, most beautiful specimen of grasshopper ever brought into captivity. But will you please quit waving it around? Go put it in a jar or something?
Fred, here are your sandwiches. Oh, hello, Jughead.
Hello, Miss Andrews. Isn't this a beautiful grasshopper, Mom?
Archie, take it away.
She was Mama.
Mary, I don't...
It'll get loose and you'll never catch it.
Mary, I don't...
It's the food or in our bed or something.
Mary! Will you stop getting hysterical over a harmless little grasshopper?
Well, wouldn't you get hysterical if Archie shoved that grasshopper right under your nose?
He did and I didn't. Stop getting so excited over nothing.
Fred, it's not nothing. Well, what's he doing with a grasshopper in here anyway?
It's bait.
Bait? For fishing?
Yes, for fishing.
Oh, for pity's sake. Fred, I'll certainly be happier when you actually get started on that fishing trip.
Mary, believe me, so will I. But I'll never get started if I have to stop and argue with everybody around here.
I'm not arguing.
Jug, be quiet.
Well, I'll go get a box for you to keep your sandwiches in.
Well, I'm glad that's settled.
Let's pause right here. We'll return to Archie Andrews after these messages.
Stan Freeberg here. The Radio Spirits catalog features thousands of cassettes and CDs of old-time radio. Call right now and Radio Spirits will send you their latest catalog absolutely free. Call Radio Spirits right now at 1-800-RADIO-48. That's 1-800-723-4648.
We now return to Archie Andrews on Radio Superheroes.
I'm going to find the fishing boots, or I'll never get out of here.
Fishing boots?
Yes, Archie, my high wading boots. At least I know where they are, in the closet. Just saw them there.
Dad.
Yes, Archie?
You remember the other day when it was raining so hard?
Yes.
And I couldn't find my rubbers?
Yes.
And I had to run over to Betty's?
Yes.
And you said I could wear your fishing boots?
Yes.
Well, while I was running, I split one of them.
Well, good. I owed you split one of them. Archie, you didn't.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good grief, Archie. How am I going to go fishing in no wading boots?
If you stay in shallow water, you can use my galoshes.
Just be quiet.
Gee, but Dad, I know.
Know what?
Veronica's father has a beautiful pair of new wading boots.
Yeah, well, what good does that do? He does?
Uh-huh. And I bet if I called Veronica, she'd lend me her father's boots.
Well, now, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Call her right now, Archie.
Okay, Dad. Operator, get me Riverdale 318, please. I hope Veronica's home, Dad. I wouldn't have... Hello, Veronica? This is Archie.
Oh. Hello, Archie.
Oh, fine.
Are you all Archiekins?
Oh, great.
It's awful good to hear your voice, Archie. Say,
Archie, if something's tickling you, scratch it. Ask her about the boots.
Oh, okay, Dad, okay. Veronica.
Yes, Archie.
Veronica, could I borrow your father's fishing boots for my father?
Fishing boots? Why, of course, Archie. I'll bring them right over.
Okay, Veronica. Thanks a million. Goodbye.
Bye, Archie.
What'd she say, Archie?
Oh, she said she'd bring them right over.
Oh, that's fine, fine. Now, as soon as Betty gets here with that creel and Veronica brings the boots over, maybe I'll get to go fishing yet. So you go on out and catch some more of those grasshoppers so I can have them...
Here's a shoebox.
Shoebox? Mary, what do I need a shoebox for?
To put those sandwiches in.
What sandwiches?
The sandwiches I made for you to take along on your fishing trip, of course.
Mary, I know that, but where are they?
Where are they? Fred, I put them down right... Jughead. Jughead, what are you eating?
Sandwich and foot soup.
Oh, great.
Gee whiz, Jughead, that's my father's sandwich. It was.
Jughead, do you mean to say you just saw some sandwiches and helped yourself to them?
I thought that's what they were there for.
Oh, for pity's sake. Jughead, you might have...
No, Mary, don't start crying over spilled sandwiches. He's eaten them and there's not much we can do about it. I don't want to waste time while you lecture Jughead on his manners. Just make me some more sandwiches. I want to go fishing.
All right, Fred, all right. I'll make some more, but see that nobody eats them this time.
Well, this time, put them where Jughead won't get them.
Gee, I'm sorry, Mr. Andrews.
Jughead, it's all right. But for Pete's sake, you and Archie go on out and catch me some more grasshoppers, or I'll never get started on that trip.
Okay, Dad, come on, Jug. I am.
Oh, that Jughead. Sometimes I wonder if he isn't the first cousin to... Oh, no. Isn't that thing ever going to stop ringing?
Hello, Mr. Andrews. I brought the creel.
Oh, Betty, good. I'm glad you... Betty, is that it?
Uh-huh. Here you are, Mr. Andrews.
Betty.
Yes, Mr. Andrews?
Betty, I don't mean to confuse you, but this is not a creel.
It isn't?
No, Betty, this is a reel.
A reel?
Uh-huh. Betty, a reel.
And you wanted a creel.
Yes, Betty, a creel.
And a reel's not the same as a creel?
No, Betty. A reel is not a creel.
Golly. Somehow I still feel a reel's really a creel.
Oh, no. Betty, look. I can't help how you feel, but a reel is made of steel. And a reel is a deal to hold a trout or an eel.
An eel? Golly, who'd make a meal of an eel?
Oh, no. Betty, look. This is my last appeal, to stop talking about reels, creels, and eels. Before I start to squeal.
Okay, Mr. Andrews, I won't say another word. I'll take this creel home and bring back a reel.
Oh, great. Betty, you got it backwards. You'll take this reel home and bring me a creel.
Creel, reel, what's the difference as long as I bring back the gadget you want?
Ah, you got something there, but hurry up. I want to get started on my trip.
Okay, Mr. Andrews, I'll be right back.
Oh, that's Betty. Say, I better check the reel on that fishing pole, make sure it's in good shape. Let's see now. Oh, great. Just look at that line, all snarled up. Good thing I decided to check it. I never...
Andrews?
Yes, Jughead?
Archie wants to know how many grasshoppers you want him to catch.
Oh, great. As many as he can, Jughead. But, Jughead?
Yes?
Just what did your Uncle Herman use this reel for? Catching sea serpents?
Why? Is it broken?
No, Jughead, but the line is not only all snarled up, but it's wound on crooked.
Oh, that. I guess I did that.
You did?
Uh-huh. After my Uncle Herman got back from fishing, I used the line to fly my kite.
Oh, no. Jughead, how could you be so dumb?
It was easy.
Jughead, never mind the joke. I better just get to work and unravel this line, or I'll never get going.
I know a good way to fix it, Mr. Andrews.
What is the good way?
Well, I'll hold one end of the line while you walk back into the living room until you have it all straightened out, and then you reel it in again.
Well, Jughead, that's not a bad idea. Here, you hold the line while I back up and unwind it.
Okay?
Good. Now hold it tight.
I will.
All right. Now I'll back up.
Careful of that table, Mr. Andrews.
I see it, Jughead.
Careful of that chair, Mr. Andrews.
I see it.
Look out for the lamp, Mr. Andrews.
I see it, Jug. Well, there we are, Jughead. Got the line all stretched out straight.
You see, I told you it was a good idea.
Yeah, it was. Now you just hold the line taut while I reel it in, and everything will be
Oh,
okay.
Dad, what happened to Jughead?
Oh! Archie, I told you to look out. Did you hurt yourself?
I sure didn't do myself any good. Oh, my nose. Gee whiz, didn't you see the line, Archie? I sure didn't. And what's the line doing there anyway?
Archie,
I'm trying to catch grasshoppers for you, Dad, and then you trip me up with the line.
Archie,
my nose feels like it's broken.
What feels like it's broken?
My nose.
Your nose? Archie, what happened to your nose?
He sat on it.
Don't be quiet.
Oh, my nose.
Now, Archie, take your hand away from it and let me see it.
Okay. But it sure hurts.
Oh, dear, it's all swollen. Fred, I better call the doctor.
Doctor, just because he bumped his nose?
Mom, I don't need a doctor.
Archie, you keep out of this. Fred, it may be just a bump, as you say, but maybe it's broken.
Mary, his nose isn't broken. He's
Fred, I just want to make sure. A broken nose is a serious thing.
Sure. He's got to do a lot of smelling with that nose.
Doug, be quiet. Mary,
I'll call the doctor right now.
Mary, you're making a mountain out of a nose. Oh, great. Jughead, will you answer that bell?
Okay, Miss Andrews. Gee whiz, Dad. Maybe my nose is broken. It's wobbling.
Archie, your nose always wobbled. And it isn't any...
Veronica, Mr. Andrews.
Oh, fine. Hello, Veronica.
Hello, Mr. Andrews. I brought the wading boots. My goodness, Archie, why are you holding your nose?
Because I just fell on it.
Fred, I called the doctor, and he said he'd be right over it. Oh, hello, Veronica. Hello, Mrs. Andrews.
Mary, I tell you, there was no reason to call the doctor for a little...
Oh, dear. Jughead, answer that, please.
Okay, Mrs. Andrews.
How did Archie fall on his nose?
He tripped over my fishing line, Veronica, and broke it in half.
His nose?
No, my fishing line.
No, Fred, is this any time to worry about a fishing line?
It's ready, Mrs. Andrews.
Oh, great.
Hello, Mr. Andrews. I brought the real creel this time, and... Archie, what happened?
I fell on my nose.
Golly, how'd you do that? He tripped on a fishing line. Veronica, what are you doing here? Well, as you must know, I brought Miss Andrews my father's wading boots. Came over to see Archie, you know.
Now, girl, just a minute. We have enough trouble right now without you two getting into any hair-pulling matches. So before this goes any further, Betty, I want you to stand right where you are and not move for anything. Do you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
And Veronica, I want you to go over to that couch and sit down.
Well...
Veronica, I said sit down and stay seated.
Well, all right.
What was that?
Your fishing rod.
Oh, all right. For a minute, I thought it was my fishing rod. Veronica, did you break my fishing rod?
Fred, you told her to sit down there yourself.
Mary,
Golly, it sure is broken.
Betty,
How are you going to go fishing now, Dad?
Archie,
you feel like you do in Hawaii.
Just...
I'm awful sorry, Mr.
Now,
Andrews.
just a minute here. Just 1 minute. This nonsense has gone far enough. Too far, in fact.
Yes, Mr. Andrews. Yes, dear.
Yes, Dad.
Just be quiet. Now, evidently I made a serious mistake when I decided to go fishing half an hour ago. I assumed that I could go fishing when I wanted to, just like millions of men do. But I was wrong. In this house, nobody does anything like other people do.
Yes, Mr. Andrews. Yes, dear.
Yes, Dad. Oh, I don't know.
Just be quiet. My efforts to go fishing have caused only trouble and more trouble, and so now my fishing line is torn, my fishing rod is broken, and Archie has a bump on his nose. So it is quite obvious that I'd better quit trying to go fishing right now, before the house burns down or somebody gets killed. So let's all forget about my fishing trip. You kids can just go on home, and I'll spend the rest of the afternoon quietly reading my newspaper. You're fine.
Jughead, answer that, please.
Okay, Mrs. Andrews.
Now, I hope that settles that. Veronica, you take those fishing boots and
Is
go...
the doctor, Mr. Andrews?
Well, hello, Mr. Andrews. Hello, Mrs. Andrews. Well, now, what seems to be the trouble?
There's lots of trouble, Doctor, but all you have to worry about is Archie.
That's enough.
Just be quiet.
Archie? What's wrong with Archie?
He tripped a few minutes ago and fell on his nose.
Oh, I see. Well, let's have a look at that nose, Archie. Where does it hurt?
Right here.
Is that the only place? It doesn't hurt here at all?
Nope.
Oh, is it serious, Doctor?
No, Mrs. Andrews, not at all. From what I can make out, the boy just has a simple bruise, and he'll be fine by tomorrow.
Gee whiz.
You see, Mary, I told you there was no reason to call the doctor. I told you Archie was all right.
Yes, Archie's all right, Mr. Andrews, but you're not.
Yes, Huh?
That's right. Your nerves certainly seem to be in bad shape.
My nerves? Oh, Doc, that's just because I'm a little upset about
It doesn't matter what you're upset about, Mr. Andrews. I've told you time and time again that with your blood pressure, you mustn't get too excited.
Yeah. You did say that.
So I insist, Mr. Andrews, for your own good, that you listen and obey my orders.
Well, sure, Doc. What do you want me to do?
I want you to relax, Mr. Andrews, right now. And there's nothing that I can recommend more than that you take the rest of the day off and go out and go fishing.
Do a little... I go fishing. I've been running all night.
That was Trying to Go Fishing from Archie Andrews, originally broadcast August 24th, 1949. I'll tell you which radio superhero we've scheduled for our next show, right after these messages.
George Burns and Tracy Allen.
Hopalong Cassidy.
Edgar Bergen.
John and Blanche Dickerson, the Whistler.
Choose from among thousands of downloadable old-time radio shows and spoken word titles at
Mediaday.com.
The best voice on the net.
Yeah.
Next week on Radio Superheroes, we'll gallop out of the darkness to take up the cause of law and order with Straight Arrow. So don't miss it. Radio Superheroes is produced by Carl Amari and Roy Fakatish for Radio Spirit and Dick Rusher Associates. I'm Chris Eric Stevens speaking. Copyright 2001 Radio Spirit.